first method, which is recalculate method. So the method A is recalculate the payroll process. Now come to the task 8.2D, which is we want to use the method B, which is ad hoc item. So ad hoc item is the changes that you want to make before you process the payroll again. So now, first of all, what you need to do, you have to record the allowance inside the ad hoc payroll item. So we go to payroll management, ad hoc payroll item. Before we run again, so we go back to payroll management, ad hoc payroll item. So we have to select the month of April. And then we untick for Tom Cruise. We just select of Iron Man. Now for Iron Man, we will do the first one, which is allowance. Then you click on add new row. Under payroll type will be month end also. The allowance we will select is attendant. And then we click on the amount. We put the amount of 230 ringgit. And then description, just leave it blank. It will contribute EPF, tax also, and also HRDF. This one is not a fixed allowance and there's no tax exempted rule. So once you're done, you click on save. So we have created one allowance for Iron Man into ad hoc payroll item. So previously on the method A, we used recalculate, means we manually enter the allowance inside the payroll process, during the payroll process. So now, after we have done add on one allowance into the ad hoc payroll item, so we go back to process payroll. And again, as I mentioned earlier, you cannot add a new payroll process for the same employee of same month. So you have to click on edit. And we will go into edit for Iron Man on the month of April. So you go back to detail. So basically you will see allowance is 1,100. And then I click this button to expand. Now, if I click on reset again, are you sure you want to reset? Yes. Automatic, it will change the amount to become 101,030 ringgit. But previously, if you still remember, in the ad hoc payroll item, we already add 230 ringgit more. So suppose our amount become 1,330 ringgit. But why it become 1,130 ringgit? Because as I mentioned earlier, whatever, I click on continue first, whatever changes that you make inside this payroll, once you click on reset, automatic system will delete it. So if you go back again here, you will see the previous allowance that we set 200 is already set back to 0. So you must remember, once you click on reset, this amount of 200, it will go back to 0. Alright, so it will only take the amount that you do the transaction outside of payroll process. So once you've done this one, you click on close. So you see the method B is ad hoc payroll item. So for the conclusion, we prefer to record whatever allowance outside of process payroll, which is ad hoc payroll item. If you record into process payroll, the tendency for you to lose the data of your employee is very high. Or maybe you forgot to record the data. So it's better you record all the allowance or deduction under ad hoc payroll item. At least as a HR, you will have to record by month to month. What is the allowance that you already given to your employee? So my advice is better you record inside of ad hoc payroll item. So we prefer to choose method B, which is ad hoc payroll item, than method A, which is recalculate. Alright, so we have done for this task 8.2D, which is for the variable variable allowance without formula, which is we use the method B calculation, which is ad hoc item. So once you're done, you click on back. Alright, so we have done edit and amend for process month and payroll for the Iron Man.